Hi and welcome to Wreath's the Door. Today we're going to make a Halloween wreath out of a witch's hat. I chose one with feathers because I liked the texture, and one that had a little bit of glittery string in it. What you'll also need is, I call this wreath Mirror Mirror. What you'll need is some masks. You need 4 masks, 6 little spider. I'm using spider rings. They're left over from a kid's Halloween party. You'll need 3 larger spiders. I chose purple and orange, Halloween-y type colors. A plastic mask. And this is also a spider clip that I found in a craft store. It just has a little clip that I'm sticking on the mask. But you could get a regular spider and glue it on if you needed to. What I also got was 2 picks of black leaves with, these ones have purple glitter, and a pick of orange leaves, black leaves with orange glitter. And what I did ahead of time, I also got 5 picks of, these are candy corn picks. I got them on sale at my local craft store. And you'll need a glue gun and some florist wire. I'm using, it's 26 gauge. And what I'm using that for is, beforehand, I cut out a piece of cardboard the same shape as my wreath, and I've glued it down. I've glued it to the back of the wreath. And I put some florist wire, which I doubled up almost in the middle of the back of the wreath, or in the middle of the back of the wreath. So when we're all finished, we'll be able to hang it from a wreath hanger. What we're going to do first, and I find it's the easiest, it works the easiest for me, is I'm going to lay my candy corn out, which is going to be my first row on the wreath. And what I didn't also, just jump back for a second, what I also did is I did tack down, I folded the point of the hat down, and I just glued it along the edges so it will be out of the way. Now I'm just going to take my candy corn, and I got 5, and I spreaded them out ahead of time so they're nice and separated. And when you spread them out, don't make them flat. You wanna just kind of like bend them upwards so it gives the wreath some dimension. So now I'm going to lay them out. Now that I have those laid out, I'm going to glue them down and tack them. Again, you want to make sure you use plenty of glue, because if it's on a wreath door that's being opened and closed, you don't want them to fall off. And these little masks I picked up at a drugstore that I saw that my daughter saw, and I'm like, oh, I have a perfect idea for those. So I'm going to tack these down into position. when you do this, you're going to make sure you want to glue them down, not just on the feathers, but make sure you get a piece of the witch's hat, because it'll just give more stability to your product, your finished product. Okay. Now after we've done that, we are going to lay down our layer of leaves. And basically I'm going to use the leaves as camouflage to kind of cover up some of our stems from our picks. And I'm putting the biggest ones on the bottom, just so it doesn't look top heavy. And I'm alternating the purple. I'm not putting all the purple together. I'm kind of putting the purple down on the bottom, and because I only have 2 of the black leaves with the orange glitter, I'm going to put those off to the side. Okay, and once you've got those glued down, your wreath should be looking something like this. We have our masks all tacked down in place. We have our leaves covering up our stems on our candy corn. And next I think we'll add our large spiders. I have 2 large spiders that I'm going to just strategically place down in the bottom, so if it looks like there's a hole or it needs something maybe a little more. And the great thing about using like these candy corn picks, I can move the little individual picks from side to side or up and down, so it helps me make room in place where I want to put my spiders. Okay, and once we have them in place, we're going to tack them down. And I'm tacking mine directly to the hat. Again, I'm gluing them to the hat and not the feathers so much, so it gives me stability and they'll stay on. I'm afraid if I tack it to the feathers that it's not going to be stable enough, and opening and closing that door, your door, they'll eventually fall off. And like I said, we don't want our hard efforts to go to waste. Okay, we'll just tack down this one. Okay. And once you have them tacked down in place, I have mine tacked down like so. We are going to add our mask. And I have, like I said, I have my spider. It's a little spider clip. And I got this at a craft store. I mean, you can use a regular spider like the spiders we just had, or you don't even have to use one if you didn't want one. And just clip it on the front. I like it kind of at an angle. So we're going to take our mask and we're going to put it in the center on top of our leaf stems and the colored leaves and the purple and orange leaves that we glued down. And again, we're going okay, again, and once you finish gluing down your mask, it should look like this, or similar. And now I have this little piece, it's like a little orange boa, and I'm using it, and you could use something else, or you might not even want to use anything else. You could get spider webs and just kind of fill in the little areas with some spider webs. But I like this because I thought it made the orange all pop out on the wreath, and it just gives it more of a festive feel. But I'm going to put this around my mask, around the face of the mask. Whew. All right. And once we do that, again, we're just going to tack it in place. And once you have your boa or whatever you're using, webs or whatever, you can see that it kind of just frames her face and makes her pop out. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add the babies. And I have a half dozen here of the glitter, the little spider glitter rings left over from a Halloween party. And we're just going to take them, and we're just going to randomly put them in any places we think the babies might want to be. Like, I'm going to stick the first one up here in between the two masks. And I'll probably alternate colors so it's sort of in a pattern. And once you get finished tacking those into place, you will be finished with your Halloween door wreath and all set for your Halloween. Thank you again for visiting wreathsfordoor.com, and have a spooktacular Halloween.